Howdy, howdy, folks. How's everyone doing on this Thursday night? Hope everyone's doing a new little rig here. Got myself a new webcam, new microphone. Not shooting with the old phone anymore. So yeah, you're going to see a lot of me looking down now because the webcam is kind of sussing it out still. So who do we got here already tuning in? We got Mr. BHB. I believe that's Bruce. We got Jim Guidry in the house. Good to see you, brother Jim. Our metal stage center man, Dry Heat 480. Awesome. Cheers. It seems to be pretty clear here. I see it's doing a little autofocus thing like that. I just got the camera yesterday, guys. I don't know how it works. We just let it go and see what happens. Wow, we got 5 people watching, 6 people watching, 2 thumbs ups. Awesome. And I tried changing this. This looks totally different, guys. I'm broadcasting straight from YouTube tonight on my laptop, and where normally everything's white is black instead. All your names are still in a nice electric blue. And I went to change from top chat to live chat, and it keeps showing both options there, and it won't get rid of them. So, hey, we got JJ Collins in the house. Hey, JJ, how you doing? Yes. Wow, 6 people, 2 thumbs up already. So yeah, welcome to Canucks with Guitars. Richie couldn't make it again tonight. He's out at a show with our bass player, apparently checking somebody out. I don't know what's going on there. So they're out having a good old time. So I'm flying solo again tonight. So anything you guys want to talk about, throw it in the chat. Fender Guru, can't stay, Ben. Hey, awesome that you even tuned in at all just to say howdy. Good to see you, brother. And you just added me on Facebook yesterday, right? I believe. Tanaka's in the house. Hey, Ty, how you doing? Wow, the numbers are flying up. 10 people already, it's saying over here. 9 people. All right, well, that could be... yeah, okay. Yeah, thanks, man. That's awesome. We can keep in touch. Much easier. Oh, I forgot to put in the description tonight. We've wrapped up our latest contest. Michael Bishop's in the house, and we're going to announce the winner to that in a little while. We'll just wait for a few more people to tune in. Guys, let me know if you can, if I'm coming through loud and clear. If I need to adjust the volume a bit, I can. I got a full mixer console going on under here. Unfortunately, the way it's set up, I can't hear myself through headphones, so I have no idea as far as monitoring how it actually sounds the end result. I can monitor off the mixer, but it's not the same, right? Sounds good. Awesome. Yes, those thumbs ups. Thank you very much. Let's see. What do we got going on? Man. Hey, Adam EVH is in the house. So this week has been like Christmas for me because so many of you fine folks. And yes, I'm going to be looking down a lot. I'm going to have to adjust that at some point. But I'm also trying to get the overhead lights out of the way. So we got... Canucks with Guitars, tour shirts, baseball jerseys, whatever you want to call them. Figure I'd throw one on for the show. Came in on Tuesday. Opened them up on Johnny Bean's show. Quite happy. They turned out quite nice. Bruce saying hi to Adam. Yeah, I got to check you guys' show from earlier today. I was busy setting all this up today, so I didn't get a chance. From what I've been told, we did a dry run. Bruce was helping me out earlier. He said it was much clearer than when I shoot from my phone or when I was using my laptop the other night on Johnny's show. So it looks pretty clear on here. So I don't know, but you know, half the time it looks clear to me all the time, and I have no idea. And then I watch the replay and it's all pixelated and stuff. So what else we have going on? I got... there it is right there. Our 2R3 locking nut, who I haven't seen pop in yet, but I'm sure he will shortly. Sent me this lovely 15 on. Oh, I saw it there for a sec here. Let's try a little closer. There it is. Yeah, it's trying. Oh, well. Duncan 59 neck pickup. Thank you very much, sir. And if you look right here, he gave me this little tiny amplifier. Oh man, I gotta figure out how to disable that autofocus. That little amplifier next to my little orange amp, this little half stack he gave me too. Looks and sounds great. Awesome. Yes, and what else? I got an amazing toolkit from Bruce. Thanks again, buddy. Man, it's awesome. So yeah, it's been like Christmas, man. Every day. Thank you very much, guys. And again, cheers. Yeah, Adam, I don't know if you've seen these before. I got the Stubbies, buddy. Stubby Blue. Yeah, I'm glad it's sounding good and looks clear and this and that. So, and I do have a switch on my mic, so when I vape, I don't drown you guys out, but I don't know how loud. Bruce was saying it wasn't too bad earlier, but if it's quite loud, just say something, guys, and I'll mute. You know, I don't need it to be blasting my vape through your speakers, so you know, I can just go. There we go, just like that. But Adam, don't you ever change. That's part of your in-your-face persona, hearing that vape going through the buds. Love it. So here, I can actually, since I have my phone, I actually have some notes this week. Let's see here. That is not it. Scrolling up. Yes, I got to plug our show sponsor, Renofin Guitars, renofin.ca, in the links below. Right in with the merch links too, in case, you know, if you guys want one of these shirts, it's all good. Just saying. Our drummer got one this week, Shane. I shared that on Facebook yesterday. So yeah, share show. I can't share the show this way. I suppose I could open it up and share it. Yeah, don't worry about it. You guys are all here. I don't need to share the show, right? Everyone's like, hey, Caleb's in the house. Hey, Caleb. It's the new setup, new cam, new mic, same old vape. You don't drink room temp, do you? Well, define room temperature. In our climate, that's cool. Actually, I don't mind my beer at room temperature. If it's too cold, I get a brain freeze. So, yeah. Plus, I have sensitive teeth. I'm a sensitive guy. So, cool beer. I like cool beer. Although, cold beer in the summer. Don't get me wrong. So, let's see. How was your week? Well, my week was pretty good. Let's see what we did. Another live setup there on Sunday. Well, setup. Did the restring on the Mexican Telly on Sunday and used that practice Sunday night. Played amazing, so I'm glad for that. What did we do Monday? Went live on Monday because I did an unboxing from R2R3 Locking Nut there, which was awesome. Tuesday, I was on Johnny Bean's show again. Excuse me. And that was fun. And I'll probably be on Johnny's show again tomorrow. Just saying, guys. Looks like it's going to probably be a regular occurrence. As long as I'm not gigging on a Friday or something like that. I'm going to try to jump in whenever I can. And yeah, the guys were kosher with it. They seem to like me on there. You guys, most of you guys all watch Johnny and Dave and Jay, Caleb, and Steve on Fridays. So yeah. Going to be doing that. That should be fun. Love hanging out with all you guys. So why not? Excuse me. And I was going to mention last week, but I couldn't because I was shooting from my phone. If any of you guys are Def Leppard fans out there, Vivian Campbell released a new signature guitar last week. Let's see if we can show this off here. Oh, yeah, that turned out nice. Silver Burst. I'm not a big Silver Burst fan, but with that flame under it and the white pickups or cream pickups, love it. So it's got, and I even wrote down some specs for once, so I don't just show a picture. So it's based off of his 78 Les Paul. It's got a DiMarzio SH3 in the bridge and a super distortion in the neck. Yeah, so that's nice. Beyond that, I don't know if it's got coil tap and all that stuff, but who knows. But yeah, it's based, which is kind of cool. It's based off of 78 Les Paul, because, you know, most guys are based off 50s, you know, 58, 59, 60, or what have you, or even like Slash's was based off what, an 85, 86, one of the original ones he got from Gibson. Yes, I know he's had other signature models based on other ones, but the original Slash signature was a reissue of an 86 Les Paul, which, you know, I don't know if you guys were shopping around for Les Pauls around that time, but they weren't the best build quality. Some things never change. Yeah, speaking of which, I have it in my notes. If you haven't already, click on a listing in the chat for Caleb. Subscribe to his channel, Caleb's Guitar Leads. He's got a cool little show going on. He uploaded something earlier, something about Matchbox cars. I'm going to assume that's you and your son playing with Matchbox cars, and I'll watch that because I'm a car guy too. Hey, Sila's in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Still awake? It was about 2 in the morning there. Oh, you're more than welcome, Caleb. The first episode just blew me away. I do love the opening though, because of, you know, obviously you know the footage you used, and I was just like, I recognize that clip. I recognize that clip. Stuff from Instagram or what have you, and I just thought that's great, because those who know you, it's like a little highlight reel of, you know, your January. In many ways, it was awesome. Loved it. Yes, it's 2:15. Well, there you go. All right. I guess I'll allow it. Dude's halfway around the world. What are we going to do, right? So, how we got? We got 8 people still watching. Whatever. I think we should announce the contest winner. You think I would have brought the darn prize with me, but it's somewhere. I think I may have left it at work. So I was giving away a bunch of product brochures, catalogs, the ones music stores used to look up stuff before there was the Enter Google. And what else? Brochure. Oh, and stickers. Yeah, I threw in some stickers too. So a little prize pack. And Mr. BHB Bruce won it. That's right. So I guess I'll be either sending out a package to Ohio in the next few days, or if he's willing to wait for it, I'll just give it to him when we meet up at GearFest. Up to him. So, yeah, congrats to Mr. Bruce on winning the little prize pack. And then in a few more weeks, I will be announcing a new contest once I figure out what it is. Oh, not a problem, dude. I know everybody loves stickers. How can you not love stickers? The first time you rip the Tolex on your guitar case, you fall in love with stickers. You know, everybody, you get that new guitar case. It's perfect. You're not going to do anything with it. Keep it nice. And besides a new guitar case, half the time you can't put a sticker on it anyways, because they put that waxy, polishy stuff like Armor All or something on it, so nothing sticks to them. But once you tear that Tolex, then you put a sticker on there, and yeah, that's how it starts. So, yeah, buddy. Wow, I'm just flying through. I'm 13 minutes in, and I'm just flying through everything. Anything you guys want to cover, anything at all, let me know. I don't know if I really have a guitar to show off. Let me show off. There's a guitar, and I don't have to lift it. It's another Fibson. And hopefully that wasn't too loud, because I immediately forgot my mute the mic rule. David Ennis is in the house. And how is David Ennis this evening? I hope you're doing well, brother. Just looking around, seeing stuff. Wasn't loud at all. Cool. Cool. Awesome. If I could just get rid of that pop-up, it's really annoying. Oh, well. We won't worry about it. And we did a dry run with the theme music there earlier, and apparently it played through, even though there is some compression on this. So it's like we were trying to see if I could play music on here and stuff, but I guess it wasn't coming through all that well. Sela says, I was researching, and I was thinking, are lace sensor gold pickups active or passive? As far as I know, all lace sensor pickups are active. Yeah. So, and it's a pain to change your 9-volt battery, because you usually stick the 9-volt in your control cavity, which means you get to undo your 11 screws on your pick guard every time you need to change the battery. So, yeah. I have to do it with, well, I have one guitar with active pickups. If you guys were watching Johnny Bean on Tuesday, you guys saw this. Originally EMGs, 9 volts under there. Fortunately, you only have to undo 2 screws to get into the cavity. The biggest problem with having to do that, like, you know, it's not a hassle. It's only 2 screws, but every time you take those screws in and out, you're just, you know, you're pulling out a little bit of material every time, a little bit of sawdust, what have you. And eventually you have to do the old bamboo trick, you know, to fix it. So, yeah, you guys know this one. It's my 67. It's going on the bench on Sunday. Good, David Ennis. So, yeah. That's all real wear. This was purchased brand new by my, well, yeah, it was actually purchased brand new by my dad. I think he said $300 Canadian. So it's a 67. Love to play it, learn to play on it. Hate the bridge. You guys see it is one of the hardest on hands for palm muting because it is all threaded rod. I'm trying to get it in focus there. Wow, man, I do not like holding a guitar out at arm's length. That's not kosher. So that might be going on the bench on Sunday. Although, actually, yeah, while I think of it, for those who tune in for the Sunday show, usually I'm on at 4 p.m. Eastern time. What's that? 1 p.m. Pacific on Sundays. That may be delayed, and I may not even be on this channel. Johnny Bean and I have been discussing since I got this week. Man, that focus. See, it's like I'm Johnny Bean, always focusing, but mine goes back in and I don't have the Gary Kramer guitars. I can say that because I'm pretty sure he's out shopping still. So, yeah, I got this from our 2R3 locking nut, and David Ennis sent an awesome pair of thornbuckers to Johnny. And so we were talking about doing a live pickup install. We were talking about that Monday. No, yeah, Monday. And then we talked about it again, too. See, that's what's confusing me. We mentioned a few times. We both went live, and we both were kind of talking to each other, you know, the other person in the chat. Excuse me. And he was totally cool or wanted to do the idea. We'll both do a live pickup install, and we'll do it as a hangout. And we'll probably do it on his channel because, let's be honest, more people watch his channel. So more people can tune in. So yeah, look forward to that. We'll just set up something, you know, on the bench here. My laptop's sitting on the bench right now. I'm missing something here. What do we got? Sela, we already answered that, right? Okay, there's the line I was looking for. Is 1050 American enough for Fender American Standard HSS? No. Was a few years ago. Hey, you can knock. Must be Showman Blues. It is. Yours autofocus is quickly, not an issue. Dry heat 480 says. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I'm noticing that every time. I'm like, oh, man, it's doing something. It's not. And I did forget my flag. I was going to hang a big Canadian flag, cover up all that junk on the shelves. I forgot. Oh, you found one mint condition used. Okay, well, what were they looking for used? That's the question. Or is that what they're asking? A grand used? I don't know. Grand used. Wow. Seems like a lot. But then again, well, as I say, I'm not cheap. I'm cost effective, which is a polite way of saying I'm cheap. Oh. Everyone's still saying howdy to each other. That's nice. Let's take a look at the notes here as we have these nice dead air spots. Covered that, covered that, covered that. Wow, I pretty much covered everything there. Oh, great. All right, I know I saved a few more photos here. So, in my travels of the week. All right, well, that's a random picture of the acid wash version of our merch. that was sent in by Mr. Bruce last weekend. It's not even coming through. So, oh well. Oh yes. There's a certain type of guitar player that would love this guitar. And my inner 14-year-old boy, mid-80s, Sunset Strip. Yeah. Yeah. This caught my eye. Oh, let's see if it'll come through. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on. Let's try a little closer. Yeah. Like a rainbow crackle flying V. Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it presses so many buttons in that Steel Panther way. Let's see. Showman saying, hey, everyone, good to see you. I took a day off work today and tomorrow for a much needed 4-day weekend. Woohoo. Nice. I have one of those next weekend. I'm off. Straight here. Man, I get so easily distracted. Yeah, next weekend I got a 4-day weekend coming up, which is awesome because I had today off. I had last Sunday off. I think I had a day off 8 days prior to that. I just keep picking up extra shifts. Yeah, with dry heat saying there, Sela. He's got a point there. Yeah, it's mint condition, yeah. And you're a strap player, so yeah, HSS. Yeah, that's a tough one. All right, Caleb, you might get a kick out of this one. Just saying, because it spoke to me on a couple of levels. That's all I'm saying. I'm just going to turn down the brightness a touch on my phone here. Make it a little easier. So this was sent to me by a buddy. Sorry if it offends some of you, but I just would laugh my butt off. Yeah, man. I'm not going to say who sent that to me, but yeah. I thought that was pretty darn funny. Hey, Michael Smith is in the house. And that is pretty much it for photos. How are we doing on time? Oh, yeah, balmy, 20 minutes in. Great. And I just flying. See, this is what happens when I don't have Richie ranting off on something for 5-10 minutes at a time, eh? Yeah, they're not selling. They can share bankruptcy stories. Yep. Saved it for a chuckle, generates a bunch in the chat. Love it. So, Michael Smith, did you happen to see my post late Sunday night? Monday night. You know, the NASCAR race sorry, guys, it's going to be about 30-40 seconds of NASCAR talk. I'm sorry. But Michael Smith and I are both NASCAR fans. The race was delayed due to snow last week, 6 inches of snow. So they ran on Monday. And after a 190 race winless streak, my boy Clint Boyer won. Yes. So happy. And his driver won the week before. So, yeah, it was cool. Speaking of mayhem, where is Wayne? Yeah, where is Wayne? Doesn't have to be nonstop mayhem. Thank you. Thanks, Showman. Thanks, Bruce. Yeah. That was pretty cool. My boy won. It was pretty cool. Yeah, he's a good old boy. So, Showman says, I finally got my TH3 installed and a Roland mixer so I can use my computer as an amp simulator like Pixie. Yeah, I remember you were talking about that during this live feed, but he wasn't really willing to talk about it or missed it. Speaking of Wayne, your video is great. Thanks. Yeah. Absolute Mayhem. You guys know him in the chat. Okay, my buddy Wayne gave me this webcam yesterday. Excuse me. Surplus one he had sitting around. And he's like, here, if you like it, great, keep it. If you don't like it, just give it back to me. I'm like, well, dude, I got to give you something for you. He's like, no. He says, I see guys like giving you, and I was like, and again, I don't ever expect anything, guys, and I appreciate everything that you guys send me. But he's like, you know, they send you music gear. He doesn't have any. Wait, is that a chips and double neck? Yeah, it is. I'll grab that in a sec. Yeah, so he's like, but he's into IT stuff. I forget what he does exactly, but he does stuff where he works from home, but it's all computer based. And so, yeah, he gave me I forget what it's called, like a LifeCam 5000. I think that's what it comes up for. Is the name or the driver or something? Microsoft webcam. So, Sincila wants to see it. The abomination. It's got a layer of dust on it like you wouldn't believe. Oh. There she is in all her glory, in yellow tobacco stain, rescued from the home of a smoker. And the reason it's not playable, guys, if you look at the tail pieces, that one looks okay. And look how bent that 12-string one is. Yeah. And that's, oh man, that's hard to hold up like that. Hey, guitar freak himself, JJ, is in the house. So yeah, I bought that for $50, and he threw in the little stand, and or maybe 75, and he threw in a padded strap because I couldn't play it without a padded strap. So I figured, you know, if it just sits there as a prop for $50, why not? He wanted more for it before, but I was just like, dude, I can't play it, and because it's a Fibson, microphonic pickups, you know. Okay wiring, okay tuning mechanism, obviously pop metal hardware. So, yeah. So it's a conversation piece at the very least. And who knows, one day I might fix it up. And you can also see right there is my mid-80s Marshall Lead 100 MOFSET, which is like, that's Steve Clark in a box right there. Oh, that's why I bought it, just so I can sound like Steve Clark. There he is. R2, R3 locking nut. Hey, buddy. Right there. There's the amp. Right there. I made a point of making sure it would somewhat be on camera, even though it's blended in. But there it is. Everyone's saying it's like, hey, 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 hey. I love that. See, that's the community aspect, right? You don't see that on some channels. Well, you do a bit, but I don't know. Some of them, man. I don't feel the community. So yeah, once again, too, for those tuning in late, Canucks With Guitars merch, tour shirt. So I'm just being shameless tonight. Michael Smith, you're listening to Stairway to Heaven. Nice. Very nice. So what do we got? 12 people watching and 11 thumbs ups. Awesome. Thanks. Scott Nickerson's in the house. Everyone's just kind of tumbling on in. Love it. Love it. Everybody's showing up. Yo, Music Man just released Sterling Albert Lee signature. Another one? Or is that a Sterling line? So that'd be like a more affordable Albert Lee version. Michael Smith, you got an Albert Lee model, don't you? That's why we should all hang at NAMM, Caleb says. Yeah, I know, man. One time, I will get out there at some point. The problem is I hate flying. I detest flying. So I could drive it in 3 days each way. Just maybe 4 days. And I do it too. Which, let's be honest, that would be an epic road trip. I'm not going to lie. Yes, the HH model. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay, I must have missed something there, Showman. So I can run that goofy simulator through a regular 12-inch cab. Oh, okay. Reports from the road. Yeah. Oh, of course. Of course. Ooh, a train. That'd be cool, too. Probably take a train from here to Chicago. There's got to be one from Chicago to LA. At least there was 100 years ago. How's Scott Nickerson doing tonight? You're in Edmonton, I want to say. Fellow Canuck with guitars. Yeah, a few different people in the chat tonight. Love this. So, what else we got going on? Was there any news this week? Really? Huh. Can't really think of anything. The silver streak. Right. You should really try to go next year, Ben. Meeting everyone there is the best part. Yeah. Well, that cost for me, that's not cheap to fly in from here. But definitely, I want to go. Getting a pass is not an issue, I don't think, because like my buddy that owns Arden's Music, he goes, so sure I could get a hookup, and if not, I'm sure somebody can hook me up with a pass. It can't be that hard to get. Bruce says, Caleb, if we all met up, we might not want to go into NAM. Sela wants to go to NAM. Got to get a pass, Sela. Try to look up as a flight as soon as possible. Yeah. It wouldn't be this coming year. I got too much stuff coming up this year, but I was debating summer NAM, just because I can drive down to Nashville. But yeah, I'll have to start a GoFundMe or something, my NAM fund or something. Oh yeah, I so want to go. And if I go, Caleb, I will be there. Like, I'll be at the door Thursday morning, and I'm not leaving till they kick me out Sunday afternoon. Like, I'm one of those people, like, if you're going to go, you go the whole time, make that expenditure, the hotel cost, the flight, food, and of course, alcohol, because, got to have alcohol. Yeah. Passes were $50 for Summer NAM last year. Yeah. The cost of pass isn't a big deal. That I can handle because Sean will hook me up. So yeah, you went all 4 days, Michael. Well, yeah, it makes sense because you're coming in from Colorado, right? It's the only way to do it. And, yep, So Caleb, I assume you drove in each day, and that must have been a pain because as I recall, you're pretty much driving kitty corner through LA, if I'm not mistaken. Because aren't you like the opposite end of LA from Orange County? See how well I know my greater Los Angeles geography. $50 miles each way. Yeah, that's 50 California, Los Angeles miles. So. Sela, to get a pass, basically what NAM is, it's not open to the public. It's the trade show where every music store goes to put in their orders for the year. Prior to the internet, that's how you got to see the guitars you were going to order for that model year. So basically, it's just a buyer's trip for music stores. So if you know somebody that owns a music store or is a representative of a vendor at NAM, a company, that's how you get your passes. So yeah, and fortunately for me, I got a buddy that owns 3 music stores. So for him to give me an extra pass, or obviously endorse me or whatever you want to call it, like I paid the money and I'd just be there representing Arden's Music. So, but yeah, you pretty much have to book all that stuff now, right? New pair of shoes after that. Yeah. Ouch. 2,200. Showman was saying, yeah. Stowaway his luggage. Yeah. Well, that's when it was funny because we were talking about Summer NAM because he was talking about driving versus flying because it's 18 hours from here to Nashville. And I said to him, well, dude, I'll split the driving with you if you basically give me a ride, type thing. And I'll pitch in on gas, split on the driving. And he's like, you do that? I'm like, sure, saves me the cost of driving down. Yes, you'll be walking a lot. I'd be wearing my little tensor bandage knee braces because I'd be on my feet all day, and a good pair of shoes with a good pair of inserts in them. Some Dr. Scholl's in your Vans. My advice. And for God's sakes, eat a banana or two. Get that potassium going through you so you don't cramp up. There's a lot of stairs too at times, especially if you go on different floors. Stay on the same floor, not a lot of stairs. Take vodka and you will fly. Well, there's always room for vodka. Like, come on. Drink that stuff straight. Who doesn't? Well, not everybody, come to think of it. So, anyone else have any question? Anything you're looking at? Escalators. Sweet. It's funny how we're talking NAM talk, what? End of March? But that's basically the way you have to organize it. You want to go next year, you got to look at it now. So, yeah. So, I got a few expenditures in the next few months. So, some stuff, a couple pieces of gear I want to get. I'm doing the trip to Indiana for Gear Fest. So if any of you are going to Gear Fest that I don't already know about, so far I know Bruce is going. I think Michael Bishop's going. Was Michael Bishop, right, Bruce? And Blackie DH is going to try to make it as well. You guys all recognize those names from the chat. And if anyone else is going to Gear Fest, let me know. I'm going to be there the whole time. I'm going to shoot a bunch of video, or what video I can. We're going to go live probably a couple of times. What's Gearfest? Showman says that is the 2-day anniversary. What do they call it? 2-day anniversary celebration event at Sweetwater every year. So they have, the store is open. They got lots of crazy deals. They'll have vendors come in. Like last year, Friedman Amps had a booth set up. I believe they do tours of their warehouse facility and stuff like that. And they got recording studios there you can check out. They do seminars and stuff as well. So up in Fort Wayne. Yep. So yeah, and it was funny because I forget what might have been one of the first Canucks with Guitars, or just before I launched the channel. I think it's June 22nd and 23rd, or 23rd and 24th, that range. I'm sure Bruce can look it up. He's all over that stuff. So yeah, we're going to meet up some people, and what else? Going to go live because I'll be there Thursday because it's a Friday, Saturday event, and I don't want to miss either of the 2 days. So I'm going to drive down Thursday. I'll do this show, from a hotel room or what have you, depending on the Wi-Fi quality. And if I just have to use data on my phone, it'll be a short show. And let's see here. Missed something. Oh, hey, 64 T-Bird. Hey, what's your opinion about sharpen an axe video without doing a fret level? Depends on if the frets need to be leveled. I check them, and if they don't need it, I don't do it unless one needs it. If if you only find one high fret, yeah, maybe just give it a touch. If they're all crazy, definitely get the radius block out and grind those down. But that's my opinion. Phil McKnight does good stuff. I watched his last one. He posted it this morning or last night or whatever. I watched it with my morning coffee. Yeah. Seems to, I think he knows what he's doing. The man's got enough of a background, He's been working on guitars for forever. He's owned his own shop where he's doing a lot of repairs. No, fret leveling is when your frets themselves aren't all uniformly the same height. That's fret leveling. So you don't get you hit certain chords, certain notes will fret out because the level, or usually it's the indication the fret directly in front is higher, and that's what you're doing, just making them all even. Pitting on the fretboard, like dimples, like an open grain on a rosewood fretboard. Not a lot you can really do about that. You can lightly sand the surface and try to make it a more uniform grain, but you don't want to do that too much. Yeah. What's his name there? Music is Wonder or whatever. I don't watch his channel myself. don't have anything against them. It's just, you know, there's only so much time in the day and only so many channels to watch. And honestly, I don't watch a lot of repair demo stuff. And if I do, I prefer long form stuff. Like, you know, when Filmbook Night goes live, Steve from Boston, even his reviews, you know, everyone knows back in the day, you know, the guy would ramble for half an hour on a 5-minute demo, but it's cool because you know, it's a conversation. I like the longer video format stuff. So not to name drop, but you know, well, and they've been around forever. I think everybody's come across those guys because they've been doing it forever and a day. But yeah, the Sharpen My Axe stuff, it's a great idea. I did what? I guess technically because Absolute Mayhem Wayne there gave me his guitar to do a setup on. So I guess that was like a live Sharpen My Axe. So yeah. I haven't been watching as many pedal reviews lately either, because I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed there's been a dramatic decrease in the overall volume of new pedals released this year compared to the last 3 years. The last 3 years, there was a new pedal out. It seemed at least one a week, if not two a week, every single week. Cool to see those particular locking tuners. Didn't know they exist. I had heard of them, Showman. Yeah, what he's talking about is your Kluson style tuners. They make a locking version, which was really cool. Thank goodness I am pedaled out. I'll never be pedaled out. It's just I don't need to see the 200th review of a Tube Screamer clone or a Klon or a Fuzz Face. Or I guess a Big Muff, which, yeah, whatever. Got to run. All right, Caleb. Talk to you soon. Maybe tomorrow. Probably talk to you tomorrow. I'm sure you'll at least pop in the chat. If not, pop in on Johnny's show. So, yeah. Which I saw Johnny Bean renamed the guitarist Johnny Bean Facebook page to now Johnny Bean TV, which is a good idea because, like he says, he's more than just a guitar player. So, yeah, how is that Helix, JJ? That's pretty crazy. I don't know. I'm like you were, right? Like you did the pedal board tap dance forever and a day, and you're simplifying. I don't know. Like line 6 seems to be, it'll last 10 years if you just leave it in your home, but you can't, the moment it sees a stage, the stuff seems to fall apart. And, you know, prove me wrong. That's all I say. Prove me wrong. I hope it doesn't do that. It's just, I don't know, line 6 stuff. They got a bad rep in my opinion. So, although those multi-units, like the blue ones, the green ones, you see those on a lot of pedal boards. Like some of the delay ones and modulation ones, the purple one are really popular and rare. So, Michael Smith says, went to see Buddy Guy last night, still kicking tail at 81. Awesome. And Bruce is asking JJ's House of Jams to do a demo. Yeah. You're filming all the presets. Nice. All right, just thought I missed something. Yeah, what else do we have? I've shown that off. Yeah, so not much to show off there. Enjoying the laid-back nature of the show. Well, thanks, 64 T-Bird, because I blew through all my material in the first 10 minutes of a 1-hour show. Just noticed the microphone. Well, kind of blends in. Oh, you put some video on Facebook, Michael. I haven't been on Facebook really at all today, so I'll have to check that out. That pedal thing is out of control. The worst thing is that they all have goofy names and you don't know what they do without research. See, you can name the pedal something goofy. My problem is, for gosh sakes, you know, label the knobs. Give us a clue. Like if there's a bass, middle, and treble, you know, I don't want boogie bottom, abdomen, and chest, or you know, or something, you know, whatever, you know, like some random obscure names like Orange Amps do that, right? Yeah, so annoying. Just call it what it is. Use a multi-effect. I can't use a multi-effect Sela. I'm too much of a snob. And that's the way I call it. What camera am I using? It's a Microsoft, what do they call it? Life something? Hang on. I think I can tell here. No, that doesn't tell me there. Does it say on it? Life, what is it? Life Stream, Life Beam, Life Cam. Yeah, 5,000. I think that's what it is. Life Cam 5,000. Does that make sense? I don't know. I plugged it in. It started to work. Well, I had to restart the computer, but then it started to work. Yeah, multi-effects. The reason I can't use them, and I tell you flat, I'm a snob, because I like my Electro Harmonics dirt boxes, and by dirt boxes, that covers everything for me from fuzz, overdrive, distortion. Those are all dirt boxes. I like my Electro Harmonics for my overdrives. I like MXR for my modulation, like my Phase 90. I like a Boss chorus, which I don't actually use a Boss chorus. I use a Mod Tone Aqua chorus, which I found was it's the closest I've come to a CE2 that I like. I like an MXR carbon copy for my analog delay. I like my Boss DD3 for my digital delay. See, I'm a snob. So, you know, and I like a Crybaby Wah. Not that it's currently on my board. Up there. Keep meaning to take that into work because I got to work on my wah work. Wah work? Is that a word? Is that even a word? Sela says, yeah, I need 2 pedals for my tone, wah wah, and fuzz face. Well, you're playing what? Mostly blues, right? I'm playing over the course of a night. And not that I try to mimic every band I play, but I'd like to get that overall tone, genre sound, we'll call it. You know, like, so I use low gain, just a bit of dirt for when I'm playing like Beatles, Traveling Wilburys, even when I get into my Tom Petty stuff. Then I need a higher gain for, say, like I'm thinking medium gain. When I do more my Neil Youngy stuff, who's messaging me? Oh, it's work. What else do I use my medium gain for? Yeah, middle of the road stuff. And then I have a higher gain that I only use a handful of times a night. So when we do, like we just started covering Born to Be Wild. So I'm like, all right, I want a good, strong, full sound. Or when we cover Heroes, I'm playing in drop D, or well, drop C sharp technically. And I want a big, full sound, humbucker sound. So I use, 2 to 3 different gain pedals throughout the night, just alone. So right there, you know, because I don't want to be tweaking knobs. So I use my, is that Digitech? Screaming Blues. That's my low gain stuff. The Crayon's currently off the board until I put my second power supply on. That was my medium gain, which is essentially a modded Klon. And I use an OD glove from Electro Harmonic. Oh, great. Oh, someone just sent me a friend request too. Well, if you're watching, you just sent me a friend request. Tell me who it was, and I'll add it. I didn't recognize the name right away, but names don't always match up. So yeah, and I use a Electro Harmonic Soul Food as my lead boost, with the gain basically off. Tone at 1 o'clock because I like to bring up the tone just a touch more when I play lead, and then use the level accordingly to get me, 3 to 5 decibels over my natural sound. And why does it work? Like, come on, the store's closed at 6 o'clock. Why are we all of a sudden feeling the need to message everybody, right? Some back and forth in the chat. Love it. Oh, wow. Okay, now here I was, what, 10 15 minutes into this going, I'm going to run out of stuff to talk about. And boom, all of a sudden we just hit the 50-minute mark and we're just cruising. So what are you saying, Celia? You heading to bed now? It's 3 a.m. I don't blame you. The only time I see 3 a.m. anymore is if I'm playing a gig that night. Send a link to this vid. What do you mean, Bruce? I can't share this. The web address it's showing up as is youtube.com/webcam. And I'm guessing that wouldn't bring up this live stream. Oh, I see what you mean. Send it to them. See, I get stuff eventually, folks. Yeah, no. See, I almost said a 4-letter word, starts with an S, ends with hit. So no, yeah. No guff. That's a Canadian term, by the way. No guff. No need to worry about time. Just do what happens. Oh, yeah. Well, I try to keep it about an hour. Although it seems when I'm alone, I go over an hour more often than not. So, yeah, I'll just keep hanging out. Usually, like I say, try to do an hour. And if... Oh, that might have been work-related. Oh, it's... Johnny uploading something. Why isn't Johnny Bean hanging out with us? Why is he uploading stuff on YouTube? Or is Johnny just listening? Are you listening, Johnny? Can you hear me? So, yeah. Yeah, so I try to do an hour, Showman, and then, if the conversation's flowing, we keep going. But what I do is if I see a lull, then that's when you call it. So, wow, 14 thumbs up, 16 watching. Thank you, guys. And yes, I'm going to install a dimmer on these lights. I just want to dim it just a bit. Oh, excuse me. Look like it just flashed there. Like someone took a picture. Oh, it's the autofocus thing. All right. Let's see. Does Buddy still have his club downtown? Saw him there 3 times many years ago. Amazing. Parker Guitars, as in the Parker Fly. I like him. Parker Fly is an interesting duck. And really hard to get parts for. I'll call the Thumb Fairy. Thanks, Showman. I'm just trying to think. Lost my train of thought. Parker Guitars. Yeah, I only really know the Parker Fly. I remember playing one. Wow. I want to say 1995. It was the only time I played one. And it was so groundbreaking because I think they were one of the first to have coil tap, because I remember it was like, what? You could play as a single coil or a humbucker, and it had the piezo to sound like an acoustic too. And I went, I have to have one. And it was what? Weren't they a carbon body or carbon fiber body or something like that? And I had to have one until I saw the price. And I went, oh, so if I sell every single piece of gear I own, I'll still have to save up a bit of money for it. Great. So, yeah. I got a buddy that's got one. He had to get some parts. I guess there's like one guy in England that's been buying them up and parting them out. Well, not really. Like basket cases. He'd rebuild them, but you end up with leftover parts, combining guitars, carbon fiber body and neck. Yeah. I gotta fix this mic. So yeah, really, really cool stuff. Well, that was the early 90s. Like, you guys, there's some weird crap that's come out in the 70s. Well, and I thought it was over by the 80s, but I've been seeing stuff in the last few weeks from the 80s that just threw me away. Like some of the weird guitars. I think the abomination known as the 1983 Fender Elite Stratocaster. Wow. First gen noiseless pickups, and then a dummy coil pickup as well underneath the pickguard. Weird trem system where the springs weren't in the back of the guitar. They were, again, under the pickups in the bathtub. It was weird. Just, yeah, weird. Beyond weird. Agreed, Michael Smith. He says, so many guitar company price out a lot of prospective customers. Somebody else live? Oh, Joe Wentz is live. Oh, isn't that nice? Oh, Found the dog. I'm guessing by the headline. So if you guys follow Joe Wentz, it looks like they got their dog. Something about Chloe and alive. So let's assume that's the dog. Yeah. It's hard to make a good guitar cheap unless you're willing to put the time in for next to nothing. You know, in all, like a one-off guy, you know, like my buddy Travis at Renofin. He builds guitars in his house, just him, and he builds a Les Paul for under $2,000 Canadian. Les Paul standard for under $2,000, $1,800 Canadian. So what's that, like $1,500 US, guys? And you're buying, you know, basically a custom shop Les Paul. Now, of course, they can go up from there because when he contact, you know, he has like 50 questions for you just on the neck. Okay, so Bruce is saying my amp is carbon fiber is Marshall. So that tells me right there you have an MG series, even though I already knew that. In Croatia, we have many guitar builders, which are awesome. They can build a guitar for around $500-600 American. Dude, it's the way to go. It's a quality piece. I want to get a guitar built by Travis. He's going to do a neck for me. I told him literally when we hooked up, it's been almost a month now. He's been sponsoring the show. I told him I'm in no rush for the neck because I don't even play my Strat. And I don't miss playing my Strat. So it sits in a case. You can't see it. There's a flight case on the end of you can see a row of cases here. There's 6 cases there. So, and because I don't play the Strat, I put it in first, and it's in a flight case. So, because I got a flight case for it, which makes me wonder where its case is. It's probably in a closet upstairs. I got guitars stashed everywhere, guys. Everywhere. I don't even know how many guitars I own because there's so many basket cases and, you know, wall hanger stuff you pick up for like $50. Oh, I can fix that up. And nah, it's not worth it. Just buy something else. And I have guitars. I got a guitar. Well, there's 2 guitars sitting at Richie's place right now. My Mexican Telly for band practice. And he's doing the final adjustments on the 71 Telly. So I'm hoping to go pick that up on hopefully Saturday. Oh, I haven't played it in so long. I want to play it. Wow, 20 thumbs ups. Thanks, guys. 12 people watching. Nice. Appreciate it. Anything else you guys have on your minds? I'm just trying to think here. I'm going to keep going at least till my beer is empty. So looks like we still got, if this is in the better part of an hour, we still have another 15, 20 minutes. Got to run. Computer work calls. Have a great rest of your evening, everyone. You too, Michael. We'll talk to you soon, buddy. I'm sure I'll probably chat with you tomorrow. Stop milking that beer. I got to work tomorrow. I have my one beer. My conversation lubrication. You know, so I don't, it doesn't take much for, I had, what was that? Last Friday, I had 2 during Johnny Bean's show. And I'm not saying I was hung over, but I wasn't feeling that great the next morning. 2 beers. Because I never drink anymore. I gotta drink more. Build up a tolerance again. So R2, R3, since I saw your name pop up, weren't you thinking about getting a telly? All right, Sela's got advice for us, apparently. What's your, I'm assuming one piece of advice? You got one advice for us? I know English isn't your first language, so I'm just giving you a hard time. Save water, drink wine. Yeah, of course. I'm not sweating away anymore. I used to drink like crazy, and now it just wears me out. Yeah, it just makes me tired. You know, like I usually take a beer to band practice. You know, but I just have one because I got to drive home. It's kind of nice about these hangouts, you know. Have a beer, relax, hang out with you guys. You know, it's like kick back, have a beer with your friends. Well, I'm just kicking back. I'm having a beer with my friends. Oh, who now? What? Oh, whatever. Jack and Cokes will start the party. Oh man, so sweet, so sweet. See, now I prefer my truly Canadian drink of Canadian Club with Canada Dry. That's what I like. If I'm drinking whiskey. And then even then, Jack's what? More of a bourbon. One beer is perfect, especially if it's hot. Oh, yeah. Cold beer on a hot day. Sorry. It's awesome. I think this is more about alcohol than guitars. Well, see, the thing is, Sela, you're younger than us. There was a time one went hand in hand with the other. Yes, it was a custom shop telly, right? Right. Oh, we still got to find you another telly. Even Absolute Mayhem Wayne mentioned that this week when he came in the shop. He's like, "You got me thinking." Like, guy's been playing guitar what 2 or 3 weeks now, and he already is thinking about buying a second guitar. He's like, "You know any good used tellies around?" And I just started laughing. There's no such thing. And by that I mean, I don't know how it is on Craigslist, guys, but you know, around here, if I open up Kijiji, which is our Canadian Craigslist, actually, I'm going to open it up right now. No, I'm not, because it's been bare lately. Basically, you see a bunch of, you know, Epiphone Les Pauls, Squire, Strats, up to and including Mexican Strats, you know, 1 or 2 American Strats, maybe an American Telly, maybe. You never see a Mexican telly. You never even see a Squire telly usually. Tellies, people buy them and they hang on to them. People don't sell their tellies. People sell their Les Pauls, they sell their Strats. People don't sell their tellies. But yeah, there's about 50 guitars I still want. I want one of every, you know, one of each. One of each would be nice. Yo, I'm good on tellies for now. Well, no, I'm not. I still want a B-Bender telly, but who doesn't? Probably want to get a thin line. Probably want to get a Telly Deluxe. I got my 2 standards. You know, that's what we'll call them. Whatever, you know. I got my 2 run-of-the-mill, one, you know, 1 passive pickups, 1 active. One's got a maple neck, one's got a rosewood. You know, got the Mockingbird sitting around. I still haven't filed down that nut. Maybe I can with those new files that Bruce gave me. Actually, you guys saw this. So Mr. BHB picked me up this the other day, or sent it to me the other day. So we got a file set, sanding block with different stuff on here. We got some spare pegs for an acoustic. We got a chamois. Got one of those awesome little measuring devices. You guys have seen these on the repair vids, right? Awesome. We got some of those guards for when polishing frets, so now I don't have to tape up the fretboard if I don't want to. I may still. Mr. BHB said, yeah, I can work on that Mockingbird on Sunday. No, I'm probably doing a pickup install Sunday, even though I don't want to change the bloody strings yet. But Johnny's so hot and heavy to get. Hey, Blackie DH. See, I interrupt myself right mid-sentence. Yeah, he really wants to get those Thornbuckers installed. What? Should I even read this comment from R2 out? I am. It says, Ben Coombs, you're going to laugh, Ben, but in the 25 years I played guitar, I never picked up a telly. I played everything but a telly. That's why I want one. Yeah, they are their own beast, but I get it, dude. Like, especially, like, I don't put anybody down for what they play, obviously, because everybody plays stuff. But when you mention the stuff, oh hell, look at your screen name, R2 R3 locking nut. That's not a telly thing. You know, you're into what we refer to as the pointier guitars, right? But not saying you don't love the other stuff too. But you know, like I know back in the day, you were playing what, your Randy Rhoads V. That's a beast of a guitar. You know, and probably the stuff you were playing, for the most part, you wouldn't play on a telly anyways. You know, you needed that humbucker tone. Just start right there, right? Yeah, it's good to see you, Blackie. Awesome. Yeah, we were talking about you earlier, about Gearfest. You know, you're maybe for going to Gear. Well, you're local. You can probably walk to Gearfest. I play Strats and pointy guitars. Haha. Yeah. Look for an older Fender Teledyne. Yeah, they're cool, Showman. I have a, yeah. I love Telly. Always have. Very versatile guitar, right? Like, I just remember, you know, from a child perspective, we'll call it, you know, long before I ever started playing, the fact that I remember that Waylon Jennings played a telly. My dad played a telly. My dad played a lot of country, but he used to play a lot of CCR on that telly. You know, Bruce Springsteen had his tellies and his Esquires, but then Joe Strummer from The Clash played a telly too. So I knew it was a versatile guitar. That, you know, that's the way I see it. You know, you can play anything on them. You know, Status Quo, that drop D on a telly with a chorus pedal. Oh, awesome. Yeah, Bruce has a nice natural finish telly. Oh, man. That is a nice guitar. Didn't you get that right around the time I started the channel, Bruce? Because I remember showing it off, and I don't think you had it that long when I showed it off. Man, we're only talking like 2 months ago, and I already like, did I? Didn't I? Oh, it's beautiful. I can't wait to play that guitar. You talked me into one. Yeah, I did, Blackie. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that was the first episode. Well, not to mention, you know, Shanahan's typical response. Everybody should have a Telecaster. It's just, he just mutters that under his breath. Everybody should have a Telecaster. Like, it's just a fact. It's not a law. It's not a rule. It's a fact. Everybody. Unfortunately, the neck was... Oh, that sucks, man. Telly with contoured body, the old Telly bridge and tray, single coil bridge, P90 in the neck. Nice. On the hunt. So I installed a modern Telly bridge on my 71. So if you guys don't know the difference, and I'm not talking the one like yours, Bruce. I'm talking the standard new one. So the new one is longer, so it comes back a little further. They got rid of the sides, and it has 6 individual saddles. And the 6 individual saddles are even the modern ones, so they're the thick block, not the stamped piece of Kirby metal that chews up your hands. All right, Sela, have a good one, buddy. We'll talk to you soon. Yeah, and so, and because you can't intonate these triple deals anyway, so you know, everything bolts right on. Didn't have to mod it. I don't know how well that's even coming through with me talking nowhere near the microphone. I think you guys were still picking me up. Yeah, it's well, it'll just be easier for palm muting. I have those stamped vintage saddles, I guess they call them. You know, where it's flat and it curves up. But the way the little Allen key threaded rod, you know, for your action, they just carve up my hand. Whereas I like the thick modern saddle because you can pretty much countersink all those height adjusters. So it's nice and smooth on my hand. The only problem is you got to keep them clean because you can fill up those cavities with your DNA and it just rots out. You won't be able to adjust your action. You eventually get back to Telly Talk. It's all about Telecaster. Just remember, guys, if it wasn't for this, That was the first. That was your first solid body electric guitar, right? 1949 Broadcaster. The daddy did this, so. Oh, Showman's got a new amp coming tomorrow. What do you got, buddy? Well, there was the log, but that wasn't really a, you know, fully playable, mass-produced guitar. And that's a lot of dead space for those that are listening out on the road. Someone like Joe Wentz or something like that. And I know he listens in on occasion. Body used Dirty Shirley mini head on reverb delivery to. Oh, yeah, that'll be sweet. See, I've never played through a Friedman. I see anyone with a Tele now, and I just want one. I picked up that custom shop Tele, and I was in love. Maybe because master built, I don't know. Yes, Broadcaster. I remember I was telling someone about this. So I think 1949 was the first year of the Fender guitar, we'll call it. It was called the Fender Broadcaster. It was called the Broadcaster for 2 years, I believe, 1949 and 1950. And then Gretsch threatened to, or did in fact start the proceedings, suing Fender because Gretsch sold a drum kit, also called the Broadcaster. So then they took the Broadcaster name off, and it just said Fender on the headstock, and that's it. And that's what we refer to as a no-caster, because there was no name. And then I believe it was 52, 53, well, 53 for sure, the Telecaster name was started. I know 53 for a fact because it seems like every year Fender reissues a 1953 in some form of relic Tele. So, oh, look at that. Hair's not behaving. See, this is what happens when you don't brush your hair. And I don't know, guys. Am I almost due for a haircut? I don't know. How are we doing on time? Oh, we're doing great. Still beer anyways. Nah, no to the haircut? All right. I was asked by Rich's fiance, because if you guys don't know, Richie's that normally here on Thursdays. Again, yeah, I realized I only mentioned at the very top of the show. Richie's off with our bass player at a show tonight, so he missed again. He misses the fun. We get to hang out. Artur 3, try playing, or Bruce tells Artur to try playing a US Tele or a MIM Tele and see if the master built was that much different. Obviously it's going to play like $1 million in master built, depending on the setup. But I find it depends on the type of neck you like. Like if you like a big fat neck, you'll probably you prefer the master builds, because they see all these old reissue guitars. They always put these huge honking necks on them. Not me. I love a small neck, thin, like that. Tele does not have a large neck. None of my Teles have large necks. I like, yeah, just get right in there. I don't like to work when I play. I like to set up my guitars, make them so easy to play, because as I say, I'm a lazy player. Why you got to work? Why am I working if I don't have to work on a guitar? You know, I want it to play itself. You know, I want to phone it in and it still sound like $1 million. You know? So, and honestly, I don't know how many American and Mexican Teles I've played in the last 5 years. I'm going to conservatively say in the last 5 years, I probably played 40 Mexican Teles, 25 Americans, so 65 Telecasters in that group. I can tell you, which ones are better than others. In my opinion, for what I like, Yeah, see, there you go. Yeah, and JJ, yes, the Japanese, they went for the larger necks. I think, because they were kind of a custom shop in that respect. They like doing stuff like that. 96 Japanese, yeah. And I missed something. Read that. Blackie DH, same here, Ben. How about fret size? What's your guys' opinions? Well, it seems like everybody and their brother loves jumbo frets. Not me. I like little frets. I find jumbo frets, especially Les Pauls. Yeah, everyone knows how hard it is to keep that G string in tune. Play a D chord and you're pushing down too hard and you pull it out of tune. I don't do that with vintage frets because vintage frets are so small. Yeah, let's not do this behind the mic. It's either that big, you can see that, right? Exactly that big. Because the vintage frets are so small, you can grip that guitar, hold that D chord and hold the guitar in the air, and it won't be out of tune because you just don't have to press the strings. They're not bending over the frets as much. That's my problem. I like small frets. Then again, I like more jumbo frets when I was playing with 11s, right? Used 11 through, I don't know, 48. Ernie Ball, Purple Pack, whatever they are. Pink, purple. But now I play 9s, and it's so easy to push those out of tune. So, yeah, thinner is better. That one, I don't even know. I think there's 9 through 42s on that one still. I don't think I've changed the strings in 2 years on that thing, or a year and a half anyways. And I know that because when I showed that, I'm pointing at the 67, by the way, guys. When I showed that off on our second ever episode of Canucks with Guitars, I had to clip the high E string because the last time I broke a string was on that guitar almost 2 years ago. And I replaced just the one string at band practice, and I never got around to clipping it because I bought another guitar that week. Because I was actually gigging with my 67 2 summers ago. That was my gigging guitar. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Showman says it's a lot easier to bend less. But I think it's because of the shorter scale length. Because it makes sense because percentages and stuff pushing it a tune. And R2 is answering Bruce for sure. The Mexican Telly I picked and played had super high action, set up really poor. I'll find one soon, I hope. Should have said Fred a Les Paul out of tune. Yeah, we knew what you meant. Yeah, R2. I don't know how many models come with the smaller frets and stuff if you're into that. Sometimes it gets expensive for that. I'm lucky. I have some wonderful family have given me some quality guitars. And I learned my first chords on that 67 Telly. So, that was cool. Focus. Oh, look at this. All the hair on one side. Hey, that does not look wonderful. Jeez. Why don't you guys say something? Come on. Me playing with my hair. It's Ben playing with his hair chat. So, do we even have a Les Paul here currently? Well, okay, yeah. My Epiphone has no tuning pegs on it. So I guess not really at the moment. And I got a cheap little Les Paul Jr. knockoff kicking around here somewhere. Oh, probably over there too. Okay, JJ's House of Jam says the Japanese Tellys have low vintage frets and fat necks. Nice. What amp is behind me? Oh, yes, Blackie. You've been away. You've been busy, right? You got kids. Let's see here. What would be the easiest way to do this? How about we'll just ever so slightly turn this. And we'll curve that down. Oh, didn't that just work out perfect? Okay, so perfectly centered. There's my Fibson double neck. And I don't know if you guys can still hear me okay. This is a Marshall Lead 100 Mofset head. Let's say mid-80s vintage. So it's basically an 80s JCM 800, but the solid state version. And this is a B52 AT112, which used to be Ritchie's. Let's see how that looks. All right, and we'll just turn around. Yep, got to turn it back a bit. Oh, did that camera just fall down further? It did too. Oh, sorry. There we go. Oh. It's just clipped onto something behind here, so that's all right. That works. Yeah, the B-52, the first handful of episodes, whenever we were playing something on Canucks with Guitars, you would have heard it coming through that AT-112. It's a 60-watt tube, 112, weighs a ton. Nice tone. I like the fact that the reverb has a low resonance that you can, it's almost like a tone control, limited tone control on the reverb tank, as well as a overall master for the reverb. What am I missing here? We're not having any problem buying a MIM, Telly, or Strat. Showman says, oh, I agree. It's the exact same as Americans. It's just different labor. They always say, what's the difference between a Mexican Telly and an American Telly? 50 miles. Kids and working a ton. Yeah, man. I know. I hear you. Life, right? Possibly my favorite neck is a made in Japan Fender Strat Contemporary 12-inch radius. Showman says, yeah, that'd be sweet. R2R3 says, yeah, I hear you, Blackie. My kids are at grandma's house, so the amp here is extra loud, and I have to take advantage of this. It's a good one. So between now and Sunday, I will suss out what the Sunday schedule will be. I'll just shoot a quick little video and throw it up on the channel, guys. So if you like what we do, or I do, make sure to subscribe. Make sure the bells look like it's ringing so you'll get notifications when I go live or upload something so you don't miss out. Other than that, yeah. Just wanted to mention that before I forgot. And again, I appreciate those thumbs ups. Wow, 20 thumbs ups. It seems like that's what I end up with, about 20 thumbs ups when I do these things. And I appreciate it, guys. It's awesome. And yeah, if you're new to the channel, I'm Ben Coombs. This is Canucks with Guitars. Usually there's a co-host. We're usually at a different location for Thursday nights. We talk about guitars. Take care. See you, Bruce, if you're heading out. Yeah, I'm kind of wrapping things up anyways. I'm almost out of beer. So, and we've been going, almost an hour and a half. So, yeah, good to hang out for a bit. Been a while. Yeah, Blackie. Yeah, man, for sure. Yeah, we're talking Gear Fest, right? Well, I'll hook up Gear Fest. I highly recommend you wear one of these, because if you do, I know you're part of the crew. No, not quite. Well, a few minutes. So it takes. Come on. It's like hanging out with the in-laws. It takes 20 minutes to say goodbye. Hey, Sean Zimmerman popped in. Hey, Sean. And you always get people popping in, right? So yeah, make sure that bell looks like it's ringing so you get notified too. You're not like Sean here popping in an hour and 23 minutes in. No, I appreciate it, buddy. So, and we all have lives too, right? It's not like you're just sitting there tapping your foot like Sonic the Hedgehog waiting for me to come on, or anybody else for that matter. Well, sometimes we do, right? But yeah, we do a show Thursdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm just going to say those two time zones because I'm in Canada. Judge accordingly if you're elsewhere in the world, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Believe me, I look at the analytics. I see we're getting hits literally around the world, and that's awesome. I thank you guys. And I know a lot of people, they don't subscribe, but they still watch, and that's awesome. I appreciate that. Yeah, we appreciate every view. Oh, okay, cool. JJ's sending some pics. So yeah, I got my phone handy. So if it goes off, actually, I'm gonna put it down so if it does light up, I'll know. Yeah, all over the world, Blackie, and heck, you were one of the first guys to jump on board. I remember. Excuse me. One of the reasons I did this was just hanging out in the chat on other channels, and answering questions, like you guys know, some of the bigger channels, you will ask a question 5 times and they don't see it. Well, if I know the answer, I'm going to tell you. And I'll say, it's just my opinion, take it or leave it. You don't know me from Adam. And next thing you know, like R2, R3, I still know. He was the first. He subscribed to me out of the blue months ago. And he's like, I like what you talk about. I'm like, awesome. And then, Mr. BHB and JJ. And next thing I know, I got 25 people. I start going live. And, it's been a little over 2 months. And we're sitting at, I don't know, last time I checked, 140 something subscribers. We passed 3,500 views on the channel about a week ago. Probably hit 4,000 views by the end of next week, because I've been averaging like a view an hour for the last month, something like that, or a view every 45 minutes for the last month. Crazy. And we do some gear reviews, and Sunday afternoons we got something going on the bench. I'll go live at lunch sometimes, and you guys will randomly pop in during the day. I try to keep it consistent for Thursday nights and Sunday afternoons, and going to be doing Johnny Bean's show a bunch more. That sounds like that's going to be a regular thing, and that's because you guys, you welcome me there. For a guy who's a telly player, like, don't get me wrong, and he calls it EVH gear, or whatever. It's not terrible. I can't remember. You guys know Johnny and Dave and Jay. It's kind of, based around EVH, but anything goes. And they welcome this telly player who happens to also love Eddie's work, because how can you not? Open arms. And you guys have accepted me talking there too. Yeah, we're all gearheads. Yes, you remember the gearhead chats we had. Yeah, exactly. EVH Gear Live. Thank you. See, yeah. Thank you, Bruce. See, Bruce takes care of me. He helps me out in that respect. But yeah, and like I was telling Bruce the news that I was going to be doing that, and he congratulated me, of course, and I appreciate it. And I don't mind asking the question, like, you guys, we're all friends here. But it could be like it could be a question that's so simple, like, I don't know, is a Floyd Rose a locking system? And we'll talk nut and bridge. Something just simple like that. You may not want to type that. I'm not going to type that because they're going to jump all over me in the chat for asking such a ridiculous question. Whereas I'll ask. I don't, I've been playing guitar for almost 30 years. And I know the answer, but I'll ask to help stimulate the conversation. Or if I'll see a question there, let's answer it. And we all come from different, slightly different backgrounds, and apparently I fill out well as a fourth person on there. So, and I appreciate them. We all become good friends. So, I talk to a lot of you guys multiple times a week. Black, you love it when you're on there, Ben. Thanks, man. Yeah. I talk to Johnny almost every day now. It seems we're texting all the time and stuff. So, he's a cool cat. And he and I, and we have a lot in common outside the Eddie. Well, of course, like I said, I am an Eddie fan, and I'm not putting that down in any way. Because I just don't understand what he does. Sometimes it's beyond me. And yeah, they're all good folks. But like, as you guys know, Johnny's like a huge Andy Summers fan. So we can go on about that. And if you guys have seen the videos he's been putting up from the gig he played last month or whatever it was. Hey, Steve Anderson's in the house. Hey, Steve. Just wrapping things up, but thanks for tuning in, buddy. Hope your mom's doing well. Yeah, and well, like, Steve, he's become a regular on Fridays on there. And yes, well, Steve knows, I'm going to be a regular hangout with you guys whenever I can. And, offer a different perspective. I was saying with those videos of Johnny, he was doing a lot of that ambient, heavy modulation stuff. I'm totally into that stuff. I don't play any of it in my band, but I love that stuff. Excellent, buddy. Mom is good. 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 Yeah, I appreciate those thumbs ups, guys. So yes, we got a new setup here, Steve. I got a new webcam yesterday, and it's my second microphone of the day. We started out with this battle-tested, yeah, complete with camouflage duct tape. Look how dirty and dented. And this is a Beta 58 that's been out with me. I don't know how many times I gigged with this thing. It's been dropped and battered and beaten. And yeah, honestly, it's just not up to snuff as much as I'm just using a PV100 or PVI100. I think the I stands for the fact that it's got an on-off switch. So yeah, new camera, running through a mixer board under here, the full Johnny Bean effect. So yeah, apparently I'm clearer. Well, you can tell, right, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, Steve, good man. So, hey, Steve, do you have a smartphone? I'm just curious. Do you carry a smartphone around with you with like a Facebook Messenger on there and stuff? Not that I would want to bug you at work or anything like that, but just that, you know, I get random thoughts and I'll message you from time to time. Not that I have yet, but I will be, buddy. So, well, you saw, you know, started another group chat yesterday with the 4 of us, just because I realized, or 5 of us, I guess. Sorry. Just because I was talking about some stuff and I realized you weren't part of the conversation and you should have been. And I apologize for that. Uh-oh, beer's empty. Just phone calls and texts till I get home. Okay, cool. I know I need that. Gary Kramer Guitars. Do this. Oh, am I blurry? See, yeah, that actually made it worse. Of course, stubby beer again. About halfway through the case. Because I only drink on air. Yeah, man. So, anything else you guys want to cover? If not, I'm going to wrap it up. So, yeah. Can't think of anything else off the top of my head. Then again, I ran out of material over an hour ago, and you guys have been helping me out. Does anyone like that old Italian made was? No. No, I'm going to wrap it up. See, I got to work in the morning, so. But I will have one with you on air tomorrow night. If the creek don't rise. I won't be on for the late show, but just the early show. But next weekend, I have a 4-day weekend. So I don't have to work on Saturday for once. So hopefully I'll be able to do the late show and see how late I can stay up with you guys. Yeah, man. Clyde McCoy's signature and Fusel's. Okay. Yeah. Again, everybody that tuned in, this has been awesome. We got Bruce and Sean and Steve and Blackie and Showman and JJ and Caleb was here and Dry Heat. Take it late, eh? Of course, Bruce. Of course. And Jim Guidry and Adam and Sinner, they were all jumped in right off the top there. R2, R3, of course. Michael Smith tuned in for a while. Oh, we had a whole bunch of people jumping in tonight, didn't we, Bruce? I know Bruce always keeps an eye on all the names, so that's why I'm just saying it. But you guys all know, like, the gang was pretty much all here. Sela was in. If you're watching the end of this tomorrow, hope you slept well. Yeah, poor guy's in Croatia. You can't expect him to be up. Yeah, Caleb was here. Caleb, and yeah, it's the first time I think I've seen Caleb in the chat, if I'm not mistaken. But that was awesome. You know, I'm sure he's checked out other stuff before, and yeah. So, anybody else that I missed, or those of you that are just listening or watching and haven't commented, I appreciate you guys tuning in as well. And if you haven't already, make sure, you know, subscribe, make sure the bell's rung. What do you say, Showman? Smash that thumb? Or mash that thumb? Or both? What year is that double neck behind you? Who knows, Steve? It's a Fibson. It's a knockoff. Oh, it did kind of go in focus there. I think my buddy picked it up around 2010, 2011, maybe he bought it. Yeah, it's a Fibson. Yeah, I'll show it to you. Remind me tomorrow. I'll show it to you again. You know, like when we'll do a hangout beforehand or whatever, or after or whatever. I'll show it to you. So only because it weighs like 17 pounds. So, yeah, guys. So, thank everybody for watching. Let's, everyone be safe, be true. And by true, I mean, be honest, be real. Nobody needs those falsehoods or whatever. Everyone be nice to each other. Let karma take care of it all. And, we'll have a lot better quality of life if everyone just gets along a little bit better. That's my little preach. Until next time, guys. JJ, yes, I don't know if I mentioned you or not. I'll check out the photos whenever they arrive. And yeah, until next time, dudes, have a good night. Rock on. Peace. No drinking and driving. That's right.